DC. C's lowercase. Not like it really matters, but you know. Maybe. Okay. So the way that you have this here, right, our... I'm going to let this be... Let this location be theta equals 0. And probably also 2 pi. Alright, just to say that we've gotten around back to the same place again. I have no idea if this is right, by the way. Just letting you know, disclaimer. I have not done this same type of stuff since Calc 3, so we're talking like 25 years. I have looked at my engineering mathematics book occasionally, so there's some of that in there, but I'll have to see if I actually kept it. Okay, so this is going to be the curve that we're concerned with. Now I think the way that this works is your u sub I is being multiplied by the distance along the curve. Yeah, dot product. Okay. And I don't know what your DC vector is. So it seems like it should be the vector that you are moving along from point A to point B. So C sub I vector. Ugh. And then U is going to be the flux across that vector, essentially. Dot 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 question mark. So we'll get rid of the D that's down there because it's really just the, again, C vector for that one particular location. And then your U is really a U sub I vector because it's one single one, and we're doing an infinitesimal number of spaces. Okay, so if we do a dot product, U sub theta of R is equal to omega R squared, or is equal to V over R? Or are they two separate things? Constant, okay. And V over R? Okay, so these are two separate velocities. Okay. As in two separate examples? Okay, yeah, okay. So... okay. So this means that we're doing... From 0 to 2 pi. In order to go around the whole thing. Okay, so I would probably say you want to parameterize this. You're doing it on theta. Looks like a happy face. Omega r squared 0. So that is theta RT. Okay, so your omega is just a constant that comes out. R squared times dc. Your r squared is going to be done in terms where, yeah, r is going to be in terms of r as a function of theta. And if you want to do this as a function of theta, there's curses. It's the sine of theta, or the cosine of theta, but you need a way to shift this out, right? So we want this as a function. All right. So function transformation, like we were talking about in the other one. When you were doing like x squared plus y squared equals 1, okay, r squared, just generalize. So this is a constant, right? It's just the radius of the circle itself. If we want to parameterize to r and theta, then our x and our y here need to be changed to r cosine theta and r sine theta with asterisk squareds. So this is squared, 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 squared. Right, it's r e. Jesus. But. Now I can't remember how to do the frickin'. Hang on. We wanted this to be. Let's shift it 2 away. So this is now going to be. That's different. Okay. this is now going to be parentheses r cosine theta minus 2 parentheses squared. So we can get r squared parentheses cosine squared. Yeah. I was just kind of like throwing something out there. Sine squared theta, this is going to eliminate to become 1. And then this is going to be a negative 4r cosine theta plus 4. Plus that is equal to whatever our constant radius is. Whatever the radius of the circle that we actually want is. Okay. Sorry. Let me come back to this in just 3 minutes. Sorry, gotta cycle water again. This is getting crazy. Alright, be back in 3. All right, hey everybody. Yeah, I was doing a specific example instead of generalizing, but you know, yeah, generalizing will help out. Oh dear, I broke it. Okay, no, okay. X minus A squared plus Y minus B squared equals RC squared, because it's just a constant. Yep, so R cosine theta minus A plus R sine theta minus B squared equals RC squared. And Nep, this was something that I did not bring up when we were talking about the functions up top, which is what their actual names were. So yeah, the curvy functions that you were talking about before are the sine and cosine function. We know them from geometry as the ratios between A, B, C, theta. Right, so sine of theta is going to be the relationship between the opposite side and its hypotenuse, and cosine of theta is going to be the relationship between the adjacent and the hypotenuse, so A over C. So that's one thing we didn't actually bring up, but that is, the name we use for these particular things. All right, this is R squared cosine squared theta minus 2a r cosine theta plus a squared plus r squared sine squared theta minus 2br sine theta plus b squared is equal to rc squared. Okay. Again, this and that. Cosine squared plus sine squared is 1, so we just get r squared minus 2ar cosine theta minus 2br sine theta plus a squared plus b squared. Right, we've got a quadratic. Yep, absolutely. All right, and for the other trigonometric functions, we also get something else that isn't often brought up in many of the classes. So let's see, just real quick, can we get anything nice out of this? R is equal to, this is a gross, this is a really gross quadratic, but I mean, technically, if we want it as a function of only cosine and sine, or as a function of theta only with a bunch of constants over there, yeah, it's possible. So this is going to be a negative b, so 2a cosine theta plus 2b sine theta plus or minus square root that grossness squared minus 4 times 1 times c, a squared plus b squared minus rc squared, all over 2. Yay! Well, there you go, Edzo. Gross. So the function we can use here is going to be r equals a cosine theta plus b cosine theta plus or minus this square root thing over 2. We're not going to get... Oh, no, we are going to get a 4 out of it. So that's good at least. The 2 at the bottom and the 4s on the inside will divide out. So forgive my shorthand. Fun. So that's going to be a... no, okay. That's not there. A cosine theta plus b sine theta parentheses squared. Yeah, it's a negative technically on the inside, but it gets squared, so that's... doesn't matter. Minus parentheses a squared plus b squared minus rc squared. Why are you welcoming me back to my own chat room? Weird. Okay, so in terms of our other trigonometric functions for NEP, this is something that gets a little weird, but so first of all, when we're looking at theta, we're also technically looking at this extra section here, which we can call theta prime. So this is, in this particular case, it's a supplementary angle. It's the thing that adds up to make 180 degrees when you start with your theta. It's not really important. What is actually important is that no matter what quadrant you're in, the angle, theta, is always going to start from 0, your positive x-axis, and then work its way around counterclockwise until wherever the terminal side is. The angle that you make with the x-axis, however, right, if this here is alpha, then this angle here is going to be alpha prime. It's the angle that you make with the x-axis, no matter where you are. These are what are called reference angles. There we go. Been a while. right? So if this is beta, this is beta prime. And then in quadrant 1, your, gamma, gamma and gamma prime are going to be the same angle. So we just don't bother. But in quadrants 2, 3, and 4, you always create an angle with the x-axis, and that's your reference angle. And the values you get for those are always going to be the same as the original angle theta. They may be positive versus negative, etc. You just have to think about, well, what is it that I'm really thinking about, and what quadrant am I in? So do I care about my y values, like my sine function? Then, up is positive, down is negative. Is it my x values that I care about? It's going to be right side positive, left side negative. All right, so then other trig functions. There's a couple of ways to deal with this. So let's deal with alpha here. So one is the tangent of a function. And so when you think about tangent, hopefully you think about like this thing, where we're making a tangent line, making a line which is perpendicular to, that's pretty good actually, which is perpendicular to our terminal side. And Edzu, let me know how this is going. What we can do with this. Alright, so there's a few different things we can do here. One is that this is going to make right angles with the tangent line and the terminal side. We have alpha prime, which is our reference angle compared to alpha in the third quadrant. And the length of the tangent line, which goes to the horizontal side, should be the size of our tangent of alpha. Trusting the process. Yeah. Love to hear it. Yeah, I'm getting kind of stuck in terms of like what to do with this.